talk about. So I'm going to start with my L of the week. What was my worst move of the week? And I can say that it probably was spending too much time digging through the dollar boxes at the National. This was my first National, and I was super excited to try to find deals. And the day that so Wednesday, I got there for the VIP stuff, which was pretty cool. And then tried to meet up with Kendall on Thursday, but he ghosted me on Thursday. So I spent all day digging. I called it my digging day. And so I was digging in the dollar boxes, and I really didn't find anything for myself. And so specifically, I kind of learned that like Mosaic Soccer, Select Soccer, and Prism Soccer are kind of gross. We talked about this a little bit on some earlier episodes where I was kind of learning. I've learned a lot over the last couple of years about soccer cards and really tops. I was intrigued by a lot of the top stuff that I saw. I didn't really pull trigger, but I think my L of the week was just like time management on that first day, that first full day. Specifically spending too much time in the dollar boxes. And I don't know if it was the National. I don't go to any other card shows really. That'll change next year, but I don't know if it's card shows in general now or if it's just the National, but I think my L of the week was just wasting too much time going through like dollar boxes, 50-cent boxes. So that was my L of the week.
Yeah, I mean, we even had this conversation, and first off, hold on. I got to defend myself a little bit, ghosting is a hard term. I was there with other people who had a car. Therefore, I could not make the same decisions. And we stayed about 40 minutes away from Atlantic City. I'd been up since 2 a.m. It was a rough day, but anyway.
Fair enough.
Ghosting is we did not get the chance to meet up that first day. I got into the National, and I would say the L of the week for me was Atlantic City itself.
Ooh,
like what a gross place. I hope they just never do the National again there. Like National in Chicago was fantastic. The setup was great. Like the facilities were fantastic. The to and from the convention center was very easy. There was stuff all over the place you could do, eat, stay at, all this stuff. Like I went to a Cubs game one night while I was there. Like it was just, it was a great environment. Atlantic City, I had to drive 40 minutes in and 40 minutes out to stay at a nice place. And which was a fantastic place, by the way. Shout out to RM Layton for the connection of this awesome beach house that we slept at, which was fantastic on its own. But Atlantic City itself, pretty disgusting, run down. You could tell it was like trying to be like a Vegas type place, and you've heard it said like Vegas of the East or whatever. But you can tell COVID just wrecked the city. Like, there's not a lot going on. A lot of buildings need updated, but probably not going to get it because they're not getting the same, money pumped into the city as they used to. You could even tell with like the billboards of like what kind of acts are coming to Atlantic City. Like one of them was like DJ Pauly
D. I saw that.
Yeah. That dude was freaking everywhere in Atlantic City. And like you could just tell like there's no like big acts or big like residencies or anything there. I went to the sports book, which like in Vegas is like packed, like literally all day, every day, somebody's watching something and betting on it. And we went there and there was one guy there. And he was just sitting in the recliner, like huge screen above him, just like, and I was like, I don't know if that dude's homeless or he's just wanting to be here, like, yeah. So I would say the L of the week was the presence of the National in Atlantic City. More like that last part. Once you were in the National, the worst part about it was the Wi-Fi, which was another reason I couldn't get a hold of you on Thursdays. I was trying to get a hold of you while I was in the place.
You did a good job. I was messing with you. So
no, I'm past that. I'm just saying like there was the aspect of none of us had any Wi-Fi, which in fact later on I ended up using as a big part of like some of my negotiations. I ended up like really doing me a solid later on because people would be like, oh, like, do you have your phone with you? Can you comp this for me? And I was like, I don't have my phone. You're gonna have to give me a price to go off of. And that helped me on like 4 deals get mega steals on the person who had the card did not know the worth of what they had in their hand.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get into that because I was super impressed with you. Making some deals alongside you, watching you do your thing, and definitely knowing the prices and knowing the prospects in all of the sports, but especially baseball and soccer definitely work to your advantage. So yeah, RPO Sports Cards basically has the same view based on what they have heard. So I
So
get
I'm
that.
laughing at Southern Soccer Idiot.
Hey, Southern Soccer Idiot, welcome back. Welcome
That
back,
was super.
friend.
That's funny because that's really what it was like. I'm
You
carrying
know,
around thousands of dollars of cards in like a little case, this little case behind me, and I'm walking around Atlantic City going, "I'm gonna have to beat somebody off with this thing. We use it
yeah.
as a weapon."
I mean, I stayed in a dump of a hotel. Luckily, the people were really nice. It was about and it was about a mile away. I wanted to make sure that I walked back before it got dark every day. But I was across from another casino. I didn't have enough money to stay actually at a casino, but I was across from another casino that had a bunch of good restaurants in it. So I was able to just walk like literally 15 steps outside my door and go get some good dinner every night. But yeah, it definitely wasn't. This is going to sound weird, but had I not lived in Spain for the last 5 years, I probably would have been scared shitless the entire time. But because I live in a city that has areas that kind of look like that, um, I was fine. And the other thing I'll add is that honestly, every person, I don't know how you feel about this, Kendall, but every person I saw was there for the National. So it was
Yeah,
almost like the National took over all of Atlantic City. It was almost like the entire population of Atlantic City for those 5 days were the people, which is kind of what you're saying. Like, you know, the National, like COVID wrecked it. There's nothing there. The National came in and it was all National. So I
like it
mean,
wouldn't surprise me if the national convention or whatever, like that association that runs setting up the event and everything, if they like got a sweet premium for coming to Atlantic City.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. And the event, like the venue for the event was actually really good, I thought. Like
Yeah, I
no
will
issues
say
with
that
the
once you were inside the convention center, I felt like it was good.
yeah, so they did a good job with that. I mean, the city itself, there's not much you can do about, I guess, but the convention center I thought was great. I mean, the internet that one day, Friday, the internet, there was no, it was like everyone's data didn't work and the internet inside the building didn't work for like almost all day. So that seems like it might have worked to your advantage. So Jamie Hauser has an L of the week. They say that Mac Jones neon green Pulsar Prism on a 10-day auction ending at prime time for $70 last night was not the price that Jamie wanted.
Sexy pic of Jamie, by the way. Little
Yeah,
pic on the bed.
Jamie, what's up with that? Thanks for chiming in, though, Jamie.
Thanks
We
for
appreciate you.
chiming in on
Thanks for
your.
chiming in with your pick. Toa, what up? What up, Toa? Your gift from the National dropped in the mail today, my man. So go green, go white. There is no off season. Those cards are on the way. We might do more giveaways on the show. That's something that I want to look at doing. Just giving things away to the audience because we love you guys and we just want to support. So we appreciate everything that you guys do. So